This is Harry coming to you from the cemetery in the car. I just want to make a quick video about a film I watched the other night called Bringing Up Baby. If you follow me on Facebook or I made comment to this before that I'm in the middle of a Cary Grant marathon, trying to watch all his movies from 1933 to 1966 in chronological order, from his very first film up to his 72nd film. And right now I'm getting into 1939. I just finished watching Gunga Din, and I got two more for the 30s to watch, which is Only Angels Have Wings and In Name Only, with Carol Lombard that he made. Those are the only two left for the 1930s, and then I start getting to the 1940s. But I wanted to bring up Bringing Up Baby. It's a film that has Katherine Hepburn in it, Cary Grant, Walter Catlett, Charlie Ruggles, May Robeson, Barry Fitzgerald, and Ward Bond, who seems to be in every other film from the 1930s to the 1950s. Which I love Ward Bond. I get happy to find him. It's like if you watch a movie, it's like, where's Ward Bond? You try to look for him in the cast. Even though he might not be in the film, I still look for him. And so when he pops up, I'm pleasantly surprised. Anyways, Bringing Up Baby is a 1938 film made for RKO Studios. Cary Grant had finished his contract with Paramount. His first 20 or so films were made for Paramount Films. He was a contract player, then he went on his own, and he started making movies for other companies like Columbia, RKO, MGM. This is the second movie he did with Katherine Hepburn. The first one being Sylvia Scarlett, which was also made for RKO Films, which was made a couple of years earlier. Basically, it's Cary Grant. He's a paleontologist, and he has run-ins with Katherine Hepburn throughout the film. Screwball comedy, a lot of fast talking, a lot of action going on in the film. It was a bomb when it was released. It did not make its money back until it was re-released. Sometime in the 40s, it made some of its money back, and then it became built up a reputation over the years when television came in and they start playing the film on television, and then home video, when it was released on home video, VHS and DVD. And as far as I know, I haven't checked into it, but I do not believe it's on Blu-ray, but it is. I have a 2-disc special edition that came out in the early 2000s, with documentaries and such like that. But the big deal is that Cary Grant and Katherine Hepburn, Cary Grant's character is Dr. Huxley. He's a professor who has a museum, and he's building a dinosaur bone skeleton. And he's waiting for this bone to come in, but he's also trying to get money for the museum. And Katherine Hepburn's aunt is one of the financiers who's going to give the $2 million. I believe it's $2 million to the museum, but he has to meet the people to involve it to get the money. He has to meet with them and then kind of prove to them that, this is what I'm doing and this is why I need the money so he can get approved for it. He runs into Katherine Hepburn several times during the film. The first time is at a golf course while he's meeting with the attorney. I believe it's the attorney for the lady who is donating the money. And then they run into a restaurant, which is one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a film at that point. And you've probably seen it in clips of movies where Cary Grant, sorry, my finger keeps getting in there. But they're at a restaurant. Cary Grant's in tails, tux and tails, and Katherine Hepburn's wearing a long dress, and they met in the restaurant accidentally. The bartender was showing Katherine Hepburn a trick with the olives. She drops one on the floor. Cary Grant walks by, slips and falls on his backside, lands on his hat, and then they wind up going back and forth, and she keeps getting him in predicaments. And anyways, when he was mad, he told her off, and she got mad, and she was telling him off, and she started to walk away, and he had his foot on her dress by accident and ripped the back of the dress. And then the scene is him taking his top hat and slapping her on the back of the top hat to cover her butt. So this was 1938 that this happened. So it was pretty interesting or funny to see that for a film that early. But that's one of the scenes. And then she gets him to come to Connecticut, and they just have these adventures. But the main story is that there's a leopard involved, and that's where Bringing Up Baby is, because the name of the leopard is named Baby. And she is a leopard that was ordered by her aunt from her nephew, who was a big game hunter, and got the leopard and sent it. And Katherine Hepburn wound up picking it up, having it at her house, and how Cary Grant gets involved in this is that she calls him for help. Basically, she likes Cary Grant. He doesn't like her. He's fixing to get married to a woman named Miss Swallow. Another good name. And then she coaxes him over, well, tricks him to come to the house, because she thinks she's making like the leopard is attacking her. And so it's just misadventures over all along. It's a funny movie, constantly funny. There's scenes with another leopard that was escaped from a circus that was a very violent one, and there's a mix-up with that. They wind up in jail. There's a reference to a movie that the previous movie Cary Grant made before this was a movie called The Awful Truth with Irene Dunne, and Katherine Hepburn makes a reference to, in that movie, to what Irene Dunne had called Cary Grant's character in that movie, Jerry the Nipper, because they said he was an alcoholic and he wasn't, and then that's how she did it. But anyways, that was the reference to that. Anyways, I highly recommend the movie. I'm not good at trying to review and I don't want to give out too many spoilers, but it's a classic film. I'm surprised nobody has not watched it at least once or seen parts of it, because it's been out there for a while. Like I said, since 1938, but it's been on television. It plays constantly. But I want to recommend it to people who might be interested in it. There is, like I said, there is a DVD edition that's released, I think, through Turner Classic Movies, Warner Brothers, and I rate this movie a 5 out of 5. I really do. It's an enjoyable film. I still laugh at it after all these years. So anyways, that's my quick little review. Hopefully I'll get better at these after a while. Comments are welcomed, and thumbs up, and if you are interested, subscribe to my channel, and then maybe I'll make some more videos and with more practice. So anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.